Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Wake your ass up, fool. Johnjay and Rich. What's crackin' This is the big boss dog, Snoopy Deagle Double Jizzle. Bang, boom, what you gonna do? Johnjay and Rich. We're not talking about Ren 1010, we're not talking about Lassie. It's the one and only dog, y'all. The classy, sassy, big Snoop Deagle Double Jizzle. In your face to be, and in the place to be. And you're listening to Johnjay and Rich. Wake your ass up, fool.
1047 Kiss FM, Johnjay and Rich. Our phone number is 877-937-1047. The text line, text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893. So we have like the number one podcast in Arizona, which is very, 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 very cool. You know, that's this show. When the show's over, we take out the music, the commercial, we just drop the whole show. It's like an hour and a half. You can listen to it. And then we have another podcast, the Afterwards podcast. And that's usually short. That's some behind the scenes stuff. But yesterday's Afterwards podcast got pretty emotional, and it was long. It was about 30 minutes long. And it was some stuff that happened with Peyton. It got really emotional. A lot of feedback on that. And Peyton, how are you doing this morning after that podcast?
I'm fine. I went home. I took a nap. I made myself a Dirty Shirley when I woke up. I went to the gym, so I did some of my favorite things. I'm good.
Okay,
I was fine. Yeah.
Good, because I wanted to wait and then check in on you in the afternoon, and you said you were fine.
Yeah, I was chilling. I was good. It's all good.
It always kind of takes a lot out of you.
It does. I was saying that yesterday. Like, I'm just such an emotional person, like, in general, and I literally cry over anything. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, big or small. I'm probably in tears. And I was telling Kyle yesterday, like, after the show, I was like, I'm just so tired. Like, I just want to go to bed because I feel like myself. I think I'm an empath, so I feel like I feel a lot of things. And yeah, that was me yesterday.
I'm glad you got to do like your favorite things to like bring you back to life, because a lot of times that's what you need after that. Like, just a good nap and then things that sort of, like you said, fill your cup.
Exactly.
Very emotional podcast. It's our Afterwards podcast. So you go wherever you can get podcasts. You get it on Apple, you get it from the iHeartRadio app, which is free, and search podcast, search Johnjay and Rich Afterwards. You can hear the whole thing with Peyton. And then leave us a comment and leave us a review. That's my new thing now, looking at reviews of our podcast, which is great. I'm not really looking at it, but Nick was. I don't like to read anything about the show.
Me either.
Unlike Peyton.
I try to avoid it at all costs.
It just follows me. I can't help it.
We had a friend of ours that's in the media that called a few weeks ago and said that Johnjay and I's name was the most posted about name in Phoenix on Reddit. And I said, "Oh, what are the comments like?" And she's like, "You do not want to read the comments."
I'm grateful you listened. Thank you for listening. Thank you for talking about us.
I did not read them. I'm sure they're out there, but I did not read them.
Okay, so I got to tell you something. Something happened, and I don't usually do this where I laugh at something that I did later on in the day. It's very Rich-like. No, where you laugh at something, Rich laughs at his own stuff. No, so
we all do.
Because I'm hilarious.
We were in this meeting yesterday that I set up. I set up the meeting. Let's just say there was 8 people in the meeting. I thought the meeting was at 10, but the meeting was at 10:30. I had to be somewhere at 11. I was going to work out. I had to work out at 11. And if I cancel the workout, it cost me $80, right? So I'm in the meeting, and I say right when the meeting starts, hey, I might have to leave a little early. And the people in the meeting are like, well, and I actually texted our boss who was in the meeting. Before the meeting, I said, hey, is it cool if I leave the meeting early? He goes, the meeting that you set up? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I guess so. So I don't want to ever lie, right? I don't want to lie. I'm trying as much as I can never, ever, ever lie. I want to tell the truth. So I didn't want to sit, but I also didn't want to say, hey, I got to go. You guys are in this meeting. I got to work out, right? It sounds kind of lame. Mm-hmm. So when it was time to get up, I got up and I go, all right, man, I got to go. And what's going on? And I said, long story. My wife's in New York. And I left. Those are true.
Yep.
Those are true statements, but have nothing to do with why I'm leaving the meeting. So I left the meeting. I left, and I made it to my workout. And in the middle of the workout, I just started laughing. And then my trainer's like, "What are you laughing at?" And I go, and I do this whole, I explain everything to him. And I go, "I didn't lie." I said, "You literally I said 2 true statements and left, and it worked." And
you think it worked, but everyone there was probably like, "What is his deal?" Right.
Yeah, our boss and I exchanged the raised eyebrows of like, okay. I thought it was funny too.
Good, because I was just kind of like, I got a little tickle out of myself.
It wouldn't be the first time that you launched some sort of thing in a meeting and then walked out and were like, "Rich will handle it."
This is classic Johnjay.
As soon as I was done working out, I called Rich. I was like, "How's the rest of the meeting?"
And did you even stay for any of it?
Just the first 5 minutes.
No, you were there for
that was the whole meeting.
The meeting started at 10:30. I got to my appointment at 11. It's a 20-minute drive.
Oh, okay. I thought you were there for like at least half of the meeting.
Unless it left, it ended right when at any rate. So I got to tell you something else. My son Jake, he's been coming home. He goes to the University of Arizona and he comes home lately. Just because he's got nothing going on, and he doesn't have classes on Friday, so he comes home Thursday. And last week he came home, and I remember Kyle brought up a party one time, a theme of, I think it was a charcuterie board party, right? And then Blake was like, "Oh my God, what a great idea!" And then Blake had a charcuterie board party. So Jake had a big party at a friend's house. They rented an Airbnb and they had a party, and I thought the theme was so unique. I'd never heard of this theme before. Now, when I tell you guys this theme, maybe you're gonna go, "Oh my God, yeah, we do those all the time." I'd never heard of this theme before, and I actually thought, I got to bring this up on the air because I bet Kyle would do this theme. So the theme is, you have a party, but you dress like you're going to the wrong party. It's like people are showing up in pajamas, people are showing up like they're at a wedding, people are showing up. So
is there like a certain theme that you have to avoid?
No.
Or
you just come, the party theme is, you just showed up and you're dressed wrong.
Okay, like
isn't that
some people
clever?
are like in formal wear,
yes.
Some people are in costumes.
Yeah. Yeah,
funny.
I thought it was very
like 80s
unique.
night just for no reason.
Yes,
I think that's
so
pretty
you
funny.
show up as a couple and you're dressed as 80s night. You show up a couple, you're in pajamas night.
That's fun. I like that.
And that leaves it open because you got something in your closet that's not going to fit
Totally.
a theme.
So
right?
Jake and his friend went like they were fishermen, and then I was like, I've never really heard of a fisherman party before, but I'm not going to get into the argument with
You're
you.
not in that world.
Like it's not.
It's our own party.
Do people show up at a party with a fishing pole and hooks? I don't think so. But okay, I get it. Maybe it's a Halloween costume. But anyway, I thought it was just very, very different.
You could do like fishermen for like a Bass Pro Shop party.
Yeah, that's how they dressed. Like they were worked at. They had the fisherman hat.
That's
and
awesome.
but I was like, that's not a. Yeah, you mean like a staff party?
Yeah.
Like you work at Bass Pro Shops and like grabs a staff party.
Basically, what they did is they just said it's Halloween.
But the great part about that is like, you can dress up as
you want.
anything.
Yeah.
As anything, and it was a very big hit. He said, and then he told me that they bought a keg. I was like, oh great. And I was like, good. Was there probably a lot of left over? He's like, no, there was none left over.
Oh,
I was like, dang, dude. Dang, man, you guys know how to party.
We want you to be part of the show. Call us 877-937-1047. Get on the air with Johnjay and Rich.
Johnjay and Rich. Kyle, what do you got for 3 things we need to know?
Starting April 1st, the United States Postal Service is rolling out new policies. If you're shipping packages on Saturdays or right before a holiday, expect an extra day for delivery. They say these changes are going to improve service for rural areas and to help tackle their financial struggles. But for some, the trusty snail mail is going to get a little bit slower. They said they're estimating this will only affect about 11% of their clients. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see if that means it affects you as well. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about how 23andMe filed for bankruptcy, which means eventually they're going to have to sell their assets to pay their creditors. So if you are one of the over 15 million people who have provided saliva samples to them, they're recommending that you take action to delete your data.
Oops.
Because it doesn't matter who they sell it to. Whoever they sell it to doesn't have to follow any rules on what they do with your DNA.
That's scary.
Really scary. So
I've done that test.
Yeah. Did you have them send back your saliva sample or do you have them store it?
They stored it.
Okay. So there are a couple of there are actually a couple things that you need to do if you're worried about your DNA getting sold to who knows who. You got to go into your account and you have to opt out of them storing it, and they'll have to send it back. And then for just the data, you have to say a couple things. Number one, you have to go into your account and into your settings, and you have to tell them that they're not allowed for third-party testing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then you have to go in to your settings and you can delete your data.
Okay.
So you sent your DNA in to 23andMe?
A long time ago. You know how as soon as technology comes out, I'm like all in all the
Did
time.
you find out you had extra kids?
No, it was, I think we talked about it in the air. It was like, for the money that you spend, it was like, you might be allergic to broccoli. It wasn't like all that crazy.
Oh, it doesn't tell you you're really
I thought
not
it would
Italian.
be like you're 10%.
Oh.
Right.
It gives you a little bit of that, but there was no surprises. You know, it wasn't like a...
These 7 people say they're your children.
You know, any secret siblings.
I didn't do 23andMe. I did Ancestry DNA, but the fact that like this is happening tells me that it's probably going to happen with Ancestry DNA. So I'm going to go in and try to delete all my stuff.
What happened with you? Did you find out anything about yourself?
I did find out about some family stuff. It wasn't necessarily me, but we had found out that we have another like full blood cousin that was put up for adoption.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
wow.
that
So-
ended up coming back, and he looks exactly like my cousins.
But for you to find that out, that means they had to submit their
Yep.
DNA. So like if Rich has 5 other kids, but those 5 kids never submitted, you would never know.
Exactly. So I had the cousin that was adopted had done the Ancestry DNA, and then my cousin who wasn't adopted that grew up with my aunt and my uncle did it as well, and they were 100% match, and they look exactly alike.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
wild. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just make sure, if you're concerned about it, just make sure to go in and click the permanently delete data. And when that goes through, you should actually get an email back saying your data has been deleted. Instagram is offering a new way. They're trying to get bullying online in check. So they say a lot of the time it happens in middle schools and high schools. That's a big concern for a lot of parents. So they're unveiling a new thing where they're partnering with middle schools and high schools for an anti-bullying campaign that they're calling the Schools Partnership Program. Teachers and administrators are going to be able to intervene when students experience online bullying. And they do say that they're going to fast track within 48 hours any harassment reports to the schools.
I bet this has to do with adolescence.
Oh, probably.
It
TV
could
show.
be, but also, Instagram's been under fire for a
Yeah.
while now. This isn't the first anti-bullying sort of campaign that they're putting out, but I mean, if that's what it took, a TV show to
Well,
go
it's
on Netflix.
it's pretty dark, right? It's pretty deep and emotional what happens in adolescence because of online bullying, and it's wild.
Literally Instagram.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about and stuff.
It's definitely something that needs to be under control. They said they've been testing it at 60 schools so far. The results have been promising, and a bunch of schools are signing up on the wait list right now. And that's 3 things you need to know.
Peyton, what's the vibe for horoscopes today?
We're going to talk about toxic friends in your friend groups.
877-937-1047. Call us right now to find out toxic friend stuff. What up, Mike?
Virgo, representing Virgos.
All right, I got you for Virgo, Mike. Johnjay, you are also a Virgo. So when it comes to you being the toxic friend, you're the one who judges silently and sometimes not so silently. Virgo, you're the friend who says they support you, but will also hit you with the, you're really going to text them back? Interesting choice. They have notes on literally everything that they do, that you do, and you will hear about it, even if it's in the form of a passive-aggressive suggestion.
So that's how Mike being a Virgo and me being a Virgo, if we're the toxic friend, that's us?
Correct.
That doesn't sound toxic at all to me.
Some people, they would think that
Very
that's a
helpful,
toxic
very-
friend.
Yeah, it sounds very helpful, right, Mike?
Passive-aggressive
Yeah, we're-
suggestions are not helpful, Virgos.
I'm listening. I'm waiting for the toxic part, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds
That's
fantastic.
the passive-aggressive.
They're blaming us. They're blaming us.
So you agree with Johnjay, Mike?
Absolutely.
Shaking my head.
To the Virgo, passive-aggressive is a virtue.
Exactly. I guess that's what we're hearing here.
All right, Mike. Drive safe.
You guys have a blessed day. You guys rock.
Thanks,
Can't
brother.
wait to talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Well, you can call us in an hour if you want to jump on the air. All right.
Yeah.
Later. Abby. What's your sign, Abby?
Aquarius.
Okay, Aquarius, when it comes to you being the toxic friend, you are the emotionally unavailable weirdo. Aquarius, you will disappear for a week and then you'll randomly pop back up in your friend's life. Like, sorry, I was too deep in a Wikipedia rabbit hole about alternate dimensions or something. Aquarius, they care about you, but they just don't always show it in the most human ways. Also, never expect an Aquarius to take your side in an argument because you guys are above it.
That is 100% true. That is exactly me.
I know. I feel like today's scopes are like pretty on the nose for a lot of the signs.
Yeah.
All right, Abby. Have a great day.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
Wanda, good morning. What's your sign?
Hey, I am a Cancer.
Okay, Cancers. This one's rough for you guys because you guys are so emotional. And unfortunately, when you guys are the toxic friend, you become the emotional manipulator. A Cancer friend will guilt trip you like their life depends on it. If you cancel plans with a Cancer, they are suddenly playing sad music and posting cryptic "some people change" quotes. And if you don't respond fast enough to a Cancer, prepare for the text that says, "I guess I just care more than you do."
It's not facts, guys. Oh, I wish my sister was listening right now because she'd be like, that's you, girl. Listen, we are important. Don't cancel plans on me.
I feel that. I had a really good Cancer friend.
My time is precious.
Yep.
So are Cancers good friends or toxic friends?
Honestly, in my experience with my Cancer friend, it was not a good relationship or friendship.
Oh, no.
Well, she acted like she was my boyfriend. Like, you're not my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, no, not like that. I feel good friend, but we can be toxic. Just don't,
We all got a little bit of it.
All right, Wanda. Thank you for calling in, Wanda. Thank you for listening.
A touch of the tox.
Hi, Harper.
Hi,
What's your sign?
I'm Scorpio.
Okay, Harper. So for Scorpio, when it comes to you being the toxic friend, you're kind of just that friend who knows a little bit too much about all of your other friends. So you're kind of like your secret diary. You Scorpios, you collect every detail about your friends' lives, even the ones that they don't really remember telling you. But the thing is, if you cross a Scorpio is going to remind you that they know exactly where all of your dirty laundry is, and they're going to air out your business if you start being shady.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Harper. Bye.
She's like, that's not me. And
You
I'm
don't
sure.
have to be that person. That's only if you were
Exactly.
toxic.
I'm talking
What's
to
up,
future
Kenny?
Harper.
Oh, I'm a Libra.
Libra, okay, just like Kyle. Libras, you're the flaky friend who low-key starts drama. Libra, you will say, I miss you, let's hang out, and then vanish like a ghost when somebody tries to make plans with you. Also, you guys hate confrontation, so instead of resolving an issue, they'll just start hanging out with your enemy and pretend it's not weird.
Yep, I've done that.
Oh, no,
my gosh.
Kyle, you
In
raise
our
your
group, if you
eyebrows.
hang out with the enemy, you're out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you better move to a different state.
All right, Kenny.
That was funny.
Later, brother. Thank you. How about Pisces?
Pisces, you're the victim friend. Pisces, you will ruin your own life and then act shocked about it. You will tell a wild story about ignoring 50 red flags, and then when somebody gives you advice, you just blink at them like no one's home. Also, you never take accountability. Everything is always someone else's fault.
Yeah, that's true.
How about Leo?
Leo, this one like hits true to me, but also like the fact that this is a Leo reading means that I'm not alone in this. But Leo, we're the friend that makes everything about them. Leos, we could literally be at our friend's birthday party and somehow we turn the conversation into, oh my gosh, that reminds me of my birthday 3 years ago when I looked amazing. We all love a Leo's confidence, but sometimes it would be nice to get a word in. Boo, whatever.
All right, if we get to your sign there, I'll post it on our website, johnjayrich.com. Speaking of friends, you were saying the other day, because you had your friend Z.
Yeah.
She's been staying with you?
Yeah, so my friend Z was in town for her birthday, and it's kind of been an interesting dynamic because my friend...
What's her sign?
She's an Aries.
We didn't do Aries either.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to read you this
Okay.
Aries. Aries, they are the one who picks fights for a sport. Aries are the friends who will argue with you just to keep things interesting. You could say, I love summer, and they'll be like, actually, summer is trash, and here's a TED Talk about why. They don't even mean to be toxic. It's just that peace bores them. And this is so real for my friend Z because Z and my boyfriend Kadeem have known each other since before I knew either one of them. Z used to be really good friends with Kadeem's little sister Paige growing up. And so they kind of have this brother-sister relationship, but sometimes like Z just don't know how to chill. Like she has to get the last word in, and like sometimes she doesn't even know what she's talking about. She's just arguing to argue. And so this is literally like it. They were arguing, I think she said, like they were arguing about basketball, and Kadeem said, LeBron's the GOAT. And she was like, oh, so you're saying Michael Jordan isn't good? Like, no, Michael Jordan's good. I just think LeBron's the GOAT. They literally were going back and forth arguing. She left yesterday, and I have never been so excited to come home. to peace and quiet. But that's my girl. Love her till the day we die, but she knows how I feel.
You think LeBron's a GOAT?
Kobe, come on.
You think Kobe's better than Michael Jordan?
I do. I think Kobe is my GOAT.
All right. Amanda, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. But my husband and I were just listening to it, and we were like, we know like Johnjay normally talks kind of fast, but this morning it was like, like, have you had some extra espresso this morning, or what was?
I'm just excited to be here. I get excited to hang out with my friends.
I love it. We're excited to listen to you every morning.
Well, thank you.
Every morning on the drop off to school.
You know what, though? I'm glad you said that. Because I do need to slow down a lot, because I think I talk too fast. Like, I give out the phone number too fast, give out the text line too fast. You know what I mean?
I actually had to Google the number. I was like, what's the number again?
I know. So let me give it 877-937-1047, Amanda.
Got it. I'll save it.
Okay. Have a great... Thanks for listening, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
I got to talk slower, Kyle. I got to talk slower.
Slow it down.
All right. Slow it down. You can also text us. You text JJR and whatever's on your mind to 96893. It's Johnjay and Rich right now on 1047 Kiss FM.
That's nice pacing.
Hello, iHeart listener. We have a confession to make. Both iHeart and this commercial you're listening to right now would probably sound a heck of a lot better on the new Roku Pro Series TV. It's got side-firing speakers that fill your room with sound, Dolby Atmos audio that puts you right in the middle of the entertainment, and the ability to pair seamlessly with your home theater sound systems that already have surround sound and booming bass. If all that sounds too good to be true, it'll sound even better on the new Roku Pro Series. Your hearing isn't better, your TV is.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I don't know how you found us.
But I'm so thankful that you did. It's Johnjay and Rich.
It's time for Stacks and Hacks. We got Stacks information. Rich has life hacks. You guys remember Napster?
Oh, sure. Loved Napster. I was a big fan.
I didn't know it was still around.
It is?
It is?
It just sold to a company for $207 million.
Wait, I thought it went underground because wasn't it like illegal?
Yeah.
It launched way back in 1999, and now it's like a much less trendy version of Spotify. They plan to transform it into a platform for virtual concerts. So that's Napster. It was one of the first sites where people shared music. And and it got all the artists all up at roar, which is kind of funny because it reminds me how the artists are right now with AI. I feel the same anger they had towards Napster. Probably soon they're going to incorporate AI in all their music. Probably.
I mean, Napster, that's how I downloaded every version of every song that I've ever known before.
I know, and then people started getting arrested, and it was like, whoa, if you have any Napster files, you better delete them.
I've never heard of Napster, but I remember, I think it was like LimeWire or something. It was
Same thing.
Is it literally the same thing?
Yeah.
Or?
It's just the originator,
just
really.
different company. In fact, if you watch the movie, what's it called? The Social Network.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake is in that movie, and he plays the inventor of Napster. Remember, and he consults Mark Zuckerberg on how to start Facebook. TSA PreCheck, is it worth it? A new study found it only saves an average of 7 minutes, but people who have it claim it makes the whole experience a lot less stressful. I agree with that. If you can just go right through.
I think it's totally worth it.
My wife and I, we also got Clear, so I try to see which is faster, and I have yet to have Clear beat just normal TSA. But I think there'll be times where you go to the airport where it could be crazy. Like Blake, she went to New York, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for Clear, because she went right. It was chaos at the airport. The Washington Post did a story on how loud sneezers can do it quietly. My wife is a loud sneezer. The 4 steps are to exhale before it happens, relax your vocal cords, keep your mouth closed, and sneeze into your elbow. A lot to think about.
I have a couple of different sneezes. Like, if you're somewhere and it needs to be quiet, there's one sneeze, but sometimes it just feels really good to let it go and let it be really loud.
I enjoy a sneeze.
It's very satisfying.
From time to time.
Woman in Colorado ended up with a $13,000 vet bill after her dog ate 5 pairs of underwear.
Oh my gosh. It's expensive undies.
I guess the Olympics in 2032, the Olympic 2032 Summer Games are in Australia. And apparently they're going to be doing the rowing competition with crocodile-infested waters. And it's causing a problem now. So there's some concerns. So experts are saying that the area the events will be taking place are infested with crocodiles. This is a crocodile expert talking about the issue.
Yeah, there are crocs there. There's no doubt about it. And there's been a few removed in the last few years. I caught my first croc in the Fitzroy in 1982, just shortly after we started here. And that had just eaten a farmer's dog, and he was a bit upset about that. And this is all within the recreational area of Rocky. So something needs to be done about ensuring that people can still recreate in that area.
99
Shrimp on the barbie.
Got me totally interested in watching it. There's danger involved. Like,
know.
It is a rowing thing where crocs could take out the competitors.
Which means they're going to break all kinds of world records because they're going to be going faster than ever.
Yep.
Kind of amazing.
The adrenaline's going to be insane.
A guy in Michigan, they're saying, might have sold his soul to the devil. He won $500 in the lottery by using the number 666. Then he took that $100 of it, and bought more tickets and won $2.4 million.
Oh my gosh.
I would be so scared. There was a movie back in the long time ago, and this movie affects this radio show. The name of it starred Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas, and it was called War of the Roses. And that's where we got the name for War of the Roses from this movie. War of the Roses is being remade, starring Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. It'll hit theaters in August. So there's probably going to be a resurgence in War of the Roses on the radio.
That's a pretty grim movie. I don't know if it needs to be remade or not.
I never saw it. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show got 125 FCC complaints for things like inappropriate lyrics, raunchy dance moves, anti-American themes. 10 people complained that he used his time on stage to diss Drake. So it's 125 complaints. Do you think that's a lot of complaints?
I do.
J-Lo and Shakira got over 1,000 complaints.
Yeah. I was going to say, because
theirs are way worse. It was mild.
So mild, so chill. We wanted more, actually, from Kendrick, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'd want to hear about how many they had during the Justin Timberlake.
Back in 2000, whenever that was.
Janet Jackson one, yeah.
What do you have for life hacks, Rich?
I wonder, if you have a little problem that you need to solve, let's check the room real quick. You got to figure out something. What's the best way for you to stop your brain and kind of get around it? What do you do?
Take a nap.
Do you take a nap? Do you pace? I pace a lot. I walk around in a circle a lot. What do you do, Kyle, when you're trying to figure out something? You're sort of stressed out.
I think I sit down and I start rubbing my temples.
Okay.
What am I going to do?
That's good. Johnjay, what do you do?
I watch TV.
It's always a good answer. Mm-hmm. Well, the experts say if you need to solve a little problem in your life, there's one simple solution that not all of us do enough, and it is simply Peyton's move. Lay down. Lay down on a couch, and it somehow rewires your brain to go, okay, everything's safe here. Now I just got to make the next move, and you can start processing information. So next time you got to think about a big thing, just lay down for a few minutes. That is the gold standard of figuring out your issue. That life hack and many more can be found at johnjayandrich.com.
Johnjay and Rich.
This is what the internet should be used for. There's a thread on Reddit where people are describing their fart using a movie title. Rich, you said A Quiet Place. Wicked. Days of Thunder. Fast and Furious. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Pitch Perfect. And the number one answer is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Oh, my gosh. Ew.
Get Out would be a good one because there's more room
Oh,
out there.
that's a good one, yeah. Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. Mine, I was going to say Wreck-It Ralph.
That's funny.
But, anybody else? No? Can't think. Okay. Anyway, if you have one, call us at 877-937-1047. So it's spring cleaning time. And I saw this list also on Reddit about the top things that guests notice that can make your place seem gross. And then I realized, Rich, something like that happened to you. Before I go with this list, what happened to you?
There was I want to be careful because I'm going to out the people whose house this is, even by not saying their names, but they live really close to my house on my same street, and they were having a party over the weekend that Stacy and I got invited to, but we couldn't go. We had another event. So Stacy said, why don't we stop by right before we leave just to kind of say hello to people? And so we did, and when we get there, they were not ready for the party, really. You know, we got there at that time where people are getting dressed and they're still putting out drinks. And one of the things that I don't know. I think this is a girl thing now that I don't think any guy is really impressed with. And that is when your main food is the charcuterie board, I am not impressed because that means you don't have real food. If you want, you want to have a party, you should have some barbecue or something there.
Right, you don't want finger food.
Not just finger food. But, I mean, it's not my party. I'm not staying. So I go and I talk to the husband and I'm helping him carry in a couple of drinks. And so the charcuterie board is laid out on this pretty high counter, and it's big. So they're expecting, 50, 60 people, something like that. And there's things that I even question, like shrimp on there, because I'm like, people aren't coming for another hour, and you've got shrimp out. The charcuterie board is just suspect to me. I think in 5 years, you're going to hear about how that killed a bunch of people. But anyway, so...
Rich has real problems with charcuterie boards.
Especially now, what I'm about to tell you. So I go to help load the drinks, and I hear Stacy yell, "No! Bananas," which is the name of this old cat that jumped up on the charcuterie board and ate some of the shrimp off the charcuterie board. So she grabs the cat after a couple of seconds and takes the cat off the kitchen and puts it, I guess they put it in a different bedroom. So we leave and we go to the party, and then later Stacy said that they did not throw out the charcuterie board. They just left it out there for the guests.
Well, Peyton just covered her mouth.
Well, I think that's disgusting.
I do too.
I think that, and as someone that has had a cat before, you have to be very, very clean because cat hair gets everywhere. Same with dogs. But you guys remember just a couple months ago when I said I don't eat at potlucks because you don't know what people do at their house.
That's right.
That's exactly why. That is disgusting to me.
On the flip side, it doesn't bother me.
Me either. I had a cat before. I grew up with cats, and we used to let them walk all over the kitchen table when we would eat. They'd be up there. You give them a little pet. What's up? What's up?
I know exactly.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Look
My
at
mom's
Peyton.
cat will jump up on the counter sometimes, and she's like, "Oh, Aspen, get down." And I'm like, "It's fine. Come here, Aspen. You're all right."
I was telling you guys that our dog Pablo knocked over a couple of hamburger patties I made for my wife, and they fell on the floor, and he was trying to eat, and I grabbed him and I put him back on the plate, and I was going to throw him away, but I waited until I let Blake know that I made her hamburgers, and then I went back and I was like, I'm going to eat these hamburgers. And I went back, but there was hair on them.
Yeah.
Whatever,
I feel like if there's hair on them, that's where you draw the line.
And it was on the floor, and the dog took a half a bite. I still would have done it.
I might be okay if it was my cat, but if it's my neighbor's cat or somebody's cat you don't know, and I've seen the cat is kind of a little busted anyway.
You know what's funny for me? When you told that story, say exactly what Stacy said that you heard her say.
She wrote, "Oh no, bananas!"
And he went, "No, bananas!"
Yeah.
And I thought someone handed her a milkshake.
I thought they had bananas.
No, bananas! The milkshake!
No, the cat's name is bananas.
Bananas!
I thought that someone put bananas on the charcuterie board, and she was saying no because they're going to brown. By the time the people are going to get there, they're going to be brown.
No, but the shocking part is
you don't put bananas on a charcuterie board.
we're driving home from our event. And I'm like, I assume they threw away that food, right? And it's quiet in the car, and she's like, "No, they did not." I was drove off. They let people eat that?
Is that where
so
I saw on your you rarely post on stories, so when you do post, I go, "Oh, what did Rich post?" And I saw you say that she got there's a couple things in the video. One is you were wearing a shirt with no sleeves, which made me uncomfortable. And then the other one was, you said that Stacy bought a karaoke machine.
I was so excited. I thought we were going to have karaoke night at the house. She got unwrapping the karaoke machine, and she was testing it out last night, which is what my video was. Because what you were hearing every now and then was a really loud feedback. Hello, hello, hello. So that's what I was trying to capture, is her set up the karaoke machine. But it's not for us to have fun. It's for some pageant thing she's got to do. And she wants to make announcements.
Bummer.
So we were going to bed last night. I said, I think it would be great. I've played guitar for you so often in this house. I think it would be great every now and then, like at bedtime, if you bust out a show tune.
Would you like that? Because, okay.
I would like that.
We have a karaoke machine at our house, and sometimes, I don't really do it as much anymore, but my son, he really enjoys it, so he'll want to get the microphones out and he'll whatever. And Scott used to always sort of participate and hang out, and now I've noticed he just leaves. And I'm like, oh, okay. You're telling me physically how you feel about this without actually saying it.
I want it to happen. I think it'd be fun. I mean, one show tune. I don't need a whole night of show tunes.
So when you go home, do you change clothes out of radio show clothes to hang out?
I just got back from a walk. Right then and there.
So you go for a walk, you put on a shirt with no sleeves?
No, I was on the walk with a shirt with no sleeves.
That's right. So you come home, you go, I'm going to go on a walk. Let me put on my shirt with no sleeves.
Yeah, it was hot yesterday. It was 98, 9 here yesterday.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Do you wear what you wear to work when you go hike with
All
your
the time.
friend? Like jeans and your shirt?
No, I just change my shorts, but I'll put on the shirt, whatever shirt I have on, or I'll even sleep in this shirt and wear it in the morning.
No.
Shane, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. What's up, dog?
Good. Well, hey, so I have a kind of Kyle spotting kind of story. All right?
Spotting?
So, spotting. As far as, yeah.
How about a sighting? Kyle spotting. We'd get her out of here real quick. Get her to the hospital.
Sure.
Kyle in the wild.
Yeah.
Right. So, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, is Kyle's cousin. So every time my sister and my brother-in-law go and meet up and do family get-togethers with Kyle and her family and everyone, I'm always like, Shannon, tell Kyle, like, I love their show and tell her hi for me. Say, oh, okay. And then I know they all got together recently, like I think last week, and so I texted my sister, Shannon, and I said, hey, did you tell Kyle, like, my brother loves your show and wants me to say hi for you? And she goes, no. So I was like, all right. Well, I'm going to have to call in myself and tell you guys how much I love you, listen to you every morning. But, yeah, just that, second degree of separation. And, but, yeah, I love you guys. And, yeah, it's just
That's
cool.
so funny. So that means your sister is Shannon, who is married to my cousin Tyler. And we all went to the baseball game together.
That's absolutely right. Yep. And,
awesome.
Yep, my nieces, Caitlin, Lacey, and Parker, and all of them. I'm like, just say, oh, hi, Shane loves you, and never do they do it. So
I think we're going to call it Kyle in the Wild, right? That's what we're going to call it.
Why is this becoming a thing?
Not Kyle spotting.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, Kyle in the Wild. And we won't announce it. Kyle in the Wild. No D.
Kyle in the Wild.
Kyle in the Wild.
That's funny.
Yep.
Well, thanks,
Degree of
Shane.
separation. Absolutely. And hopefully I'll be able to meet you in person one of these days.
Well, I mean, geez, our families are so connected. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, we've done all the games and everything with Karen and Dick, and no, not yet. So
It's my aunt and
I
uncle.
wanted to call you and tell you personally. Yeah.
Karen and Dick sounds like a great aunt and uncle name.
I saw Peyton's face. She's like, what? I was like, that's his name.
People are named Dick sometimes.
That is not a common name in the Gen Z world. I ain't never heard that.
No. You know what Dick is short for?
Richard.
Richard, I know. Richard's name is Richard. All right, Shane. See you later, man. Thanks. Thank you, brother.
All right, God bless.
Yeah, if you ever see Kyle, take a picture. Send it to us. Somebody sent me a picture of Kyle doing something like that. She was bending over, taking a picture of her son playing. And they go, hey, look, here's Kyle.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Quick text. You text JJR, whatever you want to say, to 96893. John G. and Rich, can my family and I get a prayer due to a family funeral today? Also, another one, John G. Rich. Cats cause plantar warts because they walk in and out of their litter box and track pee and poo around. So
gross.
Be careful. And then the thing that started it, what movie best describes your last fart? This person says flubber. Flubber.
I'm so glad you're here. As the person who currently occupies your attention, I would like to thank you for listening to John, Jay, and Rich.
It's time for Spring Break Bust. This is where we have boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives check in on their boyfriends, girlfriends, kids that are on spring break. Jose, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What do we do for you? Who are we checking in on?
I was just calling to check in on my daughter and her friends. They're all staying at our cabin for spring break this week in Tahoe. Normally we rent it out as an Airbnb, but she convinced my wife and I to let her and a few of her friends go up there. I just want to make sure she hasn't burned the place down, she's really good at convincing us to do things, but I don't know how she's going to be at keeping her friends under control at the house and all that, make sure the cabin's still standing. We got a lot of memories there,
Like how many total kids are in there?
Oh gosh. I think 5 plus her childhood friend, my best friend's son. Yeah, I think so. I think that's right.
Ooh, so guys and girls in said cabin. Oh la la!
Ooh.
How do you feel about that, Jose?
Anybody other than Rob, I would be a no to. But I mean, they've known each other since they were little kids, so it's not a problem at all.
What's your daughter's name?
Bella.
All right. We're going to get her on the phone and ask her to be a reporter. Is Tahoe a big spring break destination? I have partied there once, by the way.
I know a lot of people go there for like the summertime, so I wouldn't be shocked if there was some stuff going on in spring break.
Well, I mean, your parents have a cabin there.
Right.
Like,
It's a party. It's a party
You will
anywhere.
make it a party.
Right.
Yeah.
I went there, parked my car at a hotel. I was with my wife, and I left the car on and went inside and gambled and got drunk and woke up the next morning and left the key in the car with the car on and had to wait for it to run out of gas.
Oh, no.
That's part of what I remember from that trip.
That's terrible.
All right, we're going to call Bella. We're going to ask her to be our spring break reporter, Jose. And what you do is you stay quiet, okay? But we're going to take a quick break, so make sure we can get her on the phone right now to make sure she's down to be our reporter. So hang tight. A dad checking in on a daughter, you guys.
Bad news.
What could go wrong?
Spring break bust continues next with Johnjay and Rich.
Johnjay and Rich. We are like a whole vibe.
It's Johnjay and Rich. You got Jose on the line. He wants to check in on his daughter, who's celebrating spring break in Lake Tahoe, staying at their cabin, which is usually an Airbnb, but they decided not to rent it so that his daughter Bella and some friends could go there. We know she's with 5 or 6 people. One of them is a guy named Rob, but Rob's a cool dude, right? Rob, you've known your whole life, right, Jose?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me check in.
My best friend's son.
Best friend's son, okay. All right. Hey, Nick, what's up with Bella? She cool to be a reporter?
Yeah, she sounds ready. She does seem to have had a wild night last night, though.
Okay. All right. Hey, Jose, you stay quiet, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Bella, you're cool to be our spring break reporter?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for jumping on there with us. So we've had reporters in Cancun, San Diego, Cabo, Miami, Palm Springs. We have not had anybody report for us from Tahoe. So that's cool that you're willing to jump on the air with us. And normally what we do is we want to find out what the vibe is, like where you're staying, who you're with, and kind of what's been going on the last couple of days.
Well, spring break has been so much fun. Probably the best one we've had. We're staying in the comfort of my cabin. So we've really let loose. And as the spring break reporter, I have all the tea.
That's what we want. Okay.
Go, Bella.
So I've been spending time with actually one of my childhood best friends, and our parents are best friends too. And the other day, oh my gosh, I was changing, and it was like the first day here, and he's my bestie. His name's Rob, but he like walked in on me, and I think it was an accident. We were both tipsy, and we ended up laughing about it. But he was like he started telling me how hot I was and how he's like always had a thing for me, but he didn't ever want to let me know or whatever. But he asked me if I would like be down to just like finish getting undressed for him, and I was like, oh God. I was like, what? But I was also drunk, and he was cute, so I was like, screw it, and why not? But now it's like turned into an everyday thing, and I just like to strip for him and like put on a show while he like handles his business. You know what I mean? But like I have a boyfriend, so I've never touched him, but yeah, because that would be cheating. But like
that would be cheating.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a fun side project kind of thing. I don't know.
Weird gray area.
Yeah, I feel like it's just been crazy. Like everyone else is hooking up with each other, and so I feel like what we're doing is just like the ABCs. I don't know, and they're all like on Molly and just hooking up, and I don't know. That's like normal for my friends, though. But
okay, just so I can understand completely, you're not getting intimate with him. You're not kissing him. You're not touching him.
That.
So every day, like, does he just say to you, "Hey, Bella, can we go to the back room for 20 minutes?" Like, how does he? Because it's just friends. Like, how's that conversation take place?
It's been at random times, but like we kind of just catch a vibe.
And are you? It sounds like you're kind of having fun doing it.
Oh, totally, yeah. It's like, we're on spring break, and this is like, it's kind of natural to explore, and I just feel like, it's kind of silly. Like, it's like a new, funny thing about our friendship,
Funny thing.
Yeah.
What?
You're good.
This is this thing that we do.
Do you just strip in front of him, or like, are you like, I don't know, like what's enough? Is you like you're just a stripper at a club, or do you do anything else?
Just basic. It's just, I don't know. It's not like so serious.
Bella.
But like
Bella.
Totally
what
forgot he
on
was-
earth are you talking about? You and Rob? Are you serious right now? Yeah, Dad. You and Rob. That's disgusting, Bella. You're telling me you've been messing around with Rob, my best friend's son? It's like your brother. Bella, how did this even happen? I'm sick to my stomach thinking about
I didn't mean
it.
for it to happen. It was a mistake. And I was drunk. And we were just having fun. Oh, my God.
But now it's a tradition.
I'm sorry. I don't want to disappoint you. But
Disappointment, Bella. Disappointment is an understatement. You're doing this while you have a boyfriend.
It's spring
You're
break.
in your
We're
mind?
just having fun.
What happened to all that talk about being loyal? How could you...
Okay.
You can have fun without crossing the line.
Well, wait a minute.
Doesn't sound like she's crossing the line.
Wouldn't you rather?
Yeah, not in my brain. My brain, I think Rob. I'm so excited for Rob. This sounds like so fun. It sounds so kinky.
I
and
feel
fun.
like no, that sounds so awkward. Like, I'm not a man, but like from the conversations I've had with men, like that's like a shameful thing to do. Like, and then to do it in front of your childhood best friend, gross.
Okay, but also, like, if you're Jose, you're thinking, like, this is totally going to ruin the whole dynamic. Like,
Yeah.
our families hang out and do stuff all the time.
Right.
Now he's going to have to see Rob and know that Rob's just checking out his daughter
Right.
naked the whole time.
But
Like,
if it
"Oh."
wasn't on Spring Break Bus on the radio, it wouldn't be. Nobody would know. Just them two.
That's true.
Just them
But
two.
now we know.
But what if it turns into a marriage?
I think it's kind of erotic. Oh, I don't think there's anything. I mean, if it turns into marriage, okay. But I just
Well,
feel
wouldn't it be a great thing to talk about at the wedding is how we started our
Okay, as a wedding guest, I don't want to know this story.
But to have that kind of a cool relationship with a friend, I think is awesome.
No way. I look at my guy best
You
friends,
would.
and that's disgusting.
What if they weren't in relationships? Let's say neither one of them was in a relationship. It's fun. That's kind of fun. Rich knows.
that
Rich and I
leading up?
have been through this many times.
Yeah.
We go speak somewhere in San Diego. for the
Everybody
radio
loves
people.
my dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, Dad, I didn't want to hurt anyone, especially you. Obviously, like, you weren't meant to know all of this, but I didn't think it was that serious, and I didn't think it would, like, turn into this.
I can't even wrap my head around this, Bella. It's like, what is this, an episode of White Lotus? This isn't just one mistake.
It's pretty
You're, like,
close.
ruining our families. You've known Rob forever, and now you're telling me this? I thought he was like family. You've got a boyfriend.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I didn't think it would go far in any way. I just was trying to have fun with my friends.
She didn't have sex with him. I mean, it is safe what they did. They're friends. They're safe. I mean, it's sad
just
that
lead
Dad
to
knows.
drama.
Yeah.
Like, if Dad wasn't listening, we'd just be going, "Oh my God, that's crazy. That's whatever,
And
whatever."
we might also go, oh my gosh, don't you think that's going to like lead to some awkwardness and affect your friendship? Maybe.
I'm trying to look at the glass half full.
Of course you are.
It
is a very
This
full
is the
glass.
greatest thing ever.
And like Nada's just glazing over the fact that everyone else there is like hooking up and doing Molly.
She said that's just normal.
She said that's what they do. So
Good
She's
catch,
not
baby.
hooking up with a stranger.
Yep.
We've heard spring break busts that are way worse
That's
than this.
right,
This
like-
is just
That's true.
Yeah.
good old fun.
Jose,
what if
could
they
be
never?
worse.
What if her and Rob after spring break they never do this again? It's just that one
Right.
thing in spring break that happened that one time.
at least you know Rob. You know he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Dad,
I won't be seeing Rob anymore, that's for sure.
You'll
Or-
see Rob.
Yeah.
what if you see Rob and now he's like that's the thing he does when he sees people in your family?
Jose's gonna start
Hey, Jose!
Jose, I'm going to need you to continue undressing.
stripping
Oh
down.
my gosh. Wait, Jose, are you going to tell Rob's parents? You can't tell
No.
them. You got to keep this a secret.
They all listen to this show.
No.
They're all going to know.
No.
Well, thank them for us.
Well, now I feel bad.
Yeah, now I'm like, dang.
Tell them to skip today.
Yeah, tell them don't listen to during this time.
Take them out to breakfast when this runs.
All right. When do you come home, Bella?
Where do I what?
When do you come home?
Well, tomorrow.
Good. Well, then just pretend this never happened.
One more time.
All right? Yeah, you got one more night.
One more dance. One more song.
One more night of him shaking hands with Mr. Happy.
Thanks. I appreciate the support.
All right. That's a spring break bus with Johnjay and Rich.
Oh, cool. Your scanner stopped. It's Johnjay and Rich.
So the text line, it's blown up, and a lot of comments are about our Afterwards podcast. And the text line, you text JJR and whatever your comment is to the number 96893. You can also call us at 877-937-1047 if you have a comment on the podcast or about anything. And the Afterwards podcast we dropped yesterday, it was about 30 minutes long, and it was very emotional, and it was, Peyton opened up about some stuff, and a lot of it was started with a lot of your rebranding, right? You've been hearing for the last couple weeks, you've been rebranding, right? So before the podcast dropped, I was working on a game, Peyton, a special game, and I've got it together because today is Wednesday.
It's Tuesday.
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday and Johnjay started a game.
But yesterday, I actually thought it was Wednesday all day, so that's fitting for my life.
So these are simple trivia questions about people or brands that try to rebrand and failed.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
And failed.
Well, lucky for me, I'm killing it, so.
Good God, man.
This was before the podcast yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, I worked on
Failings before you unleash. Okay.
And look through and fail.
And fail. Some of these are very hard. Rich, what soda brand scrapped its iconic blue swirl in 2009 and introduced a minimalist logo that consumers hated?
Pepsi.
Yes. Kyle, crowned the sexiest man alive by a magazine twice. He tried to add superhero to his credentials by playing Batman in Batman and Robin in 1997. The film bombed. The actor publicly apologized for ruining Batman.
George Clooney?
Yes. Peyton, this was a clear form of Pepsi in a huge launch during the Super Bowl in 1992. By late 1993, it was discontinued.
Sierra Mist.
Nope. Rich, what do you think?
Pepsi Clear.
Crystal Pepsi.
Oh, Crystal Pepsi. That's right.
See, it was a horrible rebrand.
I guess so.
Kyle, which classic retail chain tried to rebrand itself as The Shack in 2009 to attract younger customers?
A retail brand. I don't know. Mervyn's.
Nope. Rich?
They're gone now. Radio Shack.
Radio Shack.
Oh, the Shack. That makes sense. Okay.
Peyton, this Deal or No Deal model and former Suit star married a prince and has launched a highly critiqued lifestyle show on Netflix.
Meghan Markle.
Yes, her rebrand is failing.
Her rebrand of marrying a prince.
Rich, what toothpaste brand disastrously introduced a line of frozen dinners in 1982?
Ooh, wow. Colgate.
Yes. Wow.
Lucky guess. I was just thinking about brands that were around in 82.
Kyle, this is a hard one. Which breakfast staple rebranded itself as IHOB in 2018 to promote burgers that caused mass confusion?
IHOP.
Yes. That rebranding failed.
Wasn't that an April Fool's joke?
I don't know.
No, I think they were doing
They were really
it
doing
to
that? Oh, okay.
make some
Peyton,
noise.
which tech giant awkwardly forced users onto a failed social network called Google Plus starting in 2011?
Facebook.
Looking for Google.
Oh. The Goog.
Rich, what clothing company dropped its iconic logo in 2010 for a bland font, then switched it back in a week due to public backlash?
Okay, so something big. I don't know this. I'm going to say Polo.
No, looking for the Gap.
Oh.
Kyle, which fast food chain tried to go by The Hut in 2009, hoping to sound trendier?
Pizza Hut.
Yes. Peyton, which entertainment giant launched a short-lived DVD delivery spinoff called Quickster in 2011, but pulled the plug almost immediately?
Netflix.
Yes.
Yay.
Kyle, this is a hard one too. This is a rebranding that's failing. I think it's failing right now, according to my research. What social media platform rebranded to Meta in 2021, prompting memes and mixed reviews?
Isn't it the group, Facebook group?
It's Facebook. Yes.
They changed Facebook to Meta, or that's
Yeah.
just a company?
Facebook is called Meta.
Facebook is Meta.
Fail.
Fail, see? See what I mean?
It didn't work on you. You don't even
Yeah,
know.
I don't even know. I don't understand it.
Still. We still have Meta on our
Everyone
phone
still
every
calls it
time we go
Facebook.
on Facebook.
Peyton, which fast food giant dropped donuts from its name in 2018 trying to be cooler than it really is?
Duncan.
Yes. Rich, what 90s era internet company rebranded itself Oath in 2017, then quietly disappeared under that name?
AOL.
Yes. Boy, these rebranding.
They failed.
They failed, Peyton. They
Good thing I'm not like a tech or a clothing business or anything like that. I'm a human.
That's true. It's a good point.
Well, George Clooney is too.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry, George, but I think people still like George Clooney.
It's Wednesday. That was my trivia game.
It's Wednesday and Johnjay's got a game for you.
All right, so it is tax season as well, right? Anybody here do their taxes?
No, and I think that's the problem. Every year, you guys, around this time, I get so stressed out because I procrastinate. And I'm like, next year, I'm not going to do that. Next year, what I'm going to do is at the end of every month, I'm going to go through whatever expenses, whatever things we purchased and pick out all the write-offs so that I don't get bogged down when tax season comes. And guess what? I didn't do it again. And so now I have 1 week until our tax appointment, and I haven't even started. I don't know why I do this.
Do you and your husband do it together, or do you have your own and he has his own?
We have like separate because he has like his whole business, and I'm not trying to get. I'm I procrastinated, so he doesn't want me a part of that.
So he's like, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Same guy, though? Same tax person?
Same tax person. And I think that I was trying to like break it down because I've made it a big point with my kids and their homework. I used to be like, I want to get home, I want to do whatever I want, and then I would stay up late and get my homework done. I've always been a procrastinator with stuff like this. And so with my kids, I make it a big point, like, get your homework done and then have fun. Because I don't want them to turn out like me. I want them to start the habit of getting their stuff done early because it's such a pain, because it's so stressful when you procrastinate, and I don't want them to go through that. But then I'm like, why do I still do this? I know it's a pain. I know it's going to be annoying. I know it's going to be stressful. Why do I still wait till the last minute? And I think it's because I always get it done. Like, if I didn't get it done, then next year I'd be like, I didn't get it done last time. I got to do something different. But I always end up getting it done. It's just
So
more
it's working for
stressful
you.
that way. But like, I don't want to do that. So what I've started to kind of do, and this is also why I procrastinate, is I'm like, there's got to be some sort of AI, right? Like, AI should be helpful in these kinds of situations.
think.
I should be able to plug in my credit card number. I should be able to, and I know there's things where it's like, but then you have to separate them. No, I want the AI to do it all. I want to say, here's what my write-ups are. Go find them. Go find them and organize them for me on a neat little spreadsheet, and then voila. But because I've waited for the last minute, like, I can't take all my time that I should be highlighting and organizing the numbers with trying to research different AIs that would help me with this.
Is this still due on the 15th? Is that a thing still, or no?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
All right. Peyton, did you do your taxes?
Yeah, I did do my taxes. I was actually talking to Kyle about when I was doing my taxes a couple weeks ago. I was like, I do feel for you because, like, you're like a grown woman with a husband and kids, and you got a lot of stuff to handle with that. Houses. I don't have that. It's just me and, like, my bar hoppings or
But
whatever.
you were so organized, and you were like, done. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. And at that point, I should have gone, I should probably start right now.
Oh, when she asked you, you mean when she brought
This
up
was
to
like a month ago.
Wow,
And I brought it up to her.
Wow.
Yeah, because I
That's
didn't
so
wanna-
mature.
I
I didn't
know.
want to procrastinate, and so I did all my little highlighting, and it was really interesting to see and like look back at all the things that I did and all the memories that I had while going through all my like bank statements. But oh my gosh, when you have to like look at how much money you spent on the year, oh my gosh, it made me sick.
I don't like to see the DoorDash spending.
Did you do your taxes already?
No, we're still doing them.
So when you do you being a newlywed, do you are you like
Yeah, we file as a couple actually.
so you share everything then? Is that
Yeah,
how it
we
works?
share. We yeah, that's how you get a file once you get married.
Well, I can honestly tell you guys, I have no idea what's going on.
Just,
You don't
just
do
for
that?
that alone,
Yeah.
you should kiss your wife's feet every time
No
she walks in
kidding.
the door. Just for that alone.
She is my AI. We should call it AI tax person Blake.
In the eternal battle of morning show supremacy, we are one of them. It's John, Jay, and Rich.
Johnjay and Rich. Let's get some entertainment news. Let's get to some what's going on with Kim Kardashian.
So it's been almost 10 years since she was robbed of $10 million in jewelry by masked men in Paris. It's something that she actually opened up about it on the Letterman show. And it was somewhat of an emotional thing because of how terrifying it was.
He grabbed me and pulled me towards him. I don't know why I'm crying. I've talked about this before. But then he tied me up with handcuffs and then zip ties and then duct tape. And then duct tape my mouth and my eyes. And before he had my eyes, I saw he found my whole jewelry box and like held it up like, aha, like we got it. And I'm like, what is happening? Are we going to die? Tell them I have children. Like I have babies. I have a husband. I have a family. Like I have to get home. Tell them take anything. I'll never say like I saw them.
Afterwards, as time went on, she said she was really grateful that happened to her because it could have been much worse. She could have died. She could have been sexually assaulted. She was just robbed, but it was such a traumatic experience for her. It was definitely life-changing. And they've been investigating this the whole time, like the last 10 years.
In France?
In France.
Was it Inspector Clouseau?
Yeah.
What's taking so long?
At first, they found 17 people in connection with the crime, including the limo driver that Kim had hired while she was in the city, people who worked at the hotel. And just a couple years ago, they narrowed it down to 12 people that they actually charged with a felony. And now it's actually going to trial. So Kim Kardashian is set to go to Paris and actually be on the stand in person in the trial, which is definitely going to be like a really tough situation to be in.
Totally. And when I had saw that she was going to be going to trial, the first thing I thought of was like seeing all the videos and pictures of Kim Kardashian on the stand. And I'm like, is she going to come like pretty modestly dressed, or is she going to come all iced out with all her jewelry and stuff? Like, I'm curious to see how she's going to present herself on the stand.
If you remember after that, she talked about how she wanted to be less flashy.
Exactly, right?
And
yeah,
she's worn more jewelry now, like as time has gone on, but I almost wonder if this is going to revert her back because she's going to have to relive that moment on the stand. And I'm sure it will just remind her of all the lessons that she said that it taught her. So I'm guessing she'll be pretty modest and professional looking.
What's going on with Will Smith?
Will Smith has been banned from the Oscars for 10 years. And he did an interview because, he's got a new album coming out. And they asked him, hey, is this something that 10 years is a really long time. Do you think that you're going to try to appeal the ban?
I am looking to be the best human I can possibly be. And I'm going to take what I get with that.
Okay. And that's that. So no, he's not going to try to appeal it at all.
How about, I saw this the other day that Pedro Pascal and Jennifer Aniston might be a couple.
There were all these headlines because they were seen going to dinner together. And I guess the dinner was like 3 hours long and everyone sees two celebrities going out to dinner together. And obviously they're dating, right? Well, Pedro Pascal was asked, what was that? Are you guys working on something together? Are you maybe hooking up? Are you hanging out romantically?
We're friends and we went to dinner with mutual friends. It happens.
Hold on. Bro, you've been famous for a minute.
Yeah.
If you're going to dinner with Jennifer Aniston, don't act so casual.
Come on.
I'd be like, oh my God.
Maybe he is trying to keep it cool, though. Maybe the guy does have a crush on her, and they were kind of brought together by mutual friends. Hey, we'll all go to dinner. We'll introduce you to. You still have to act cool because if you're seen in an interview going, oh my God.
Travis Kelce, pretty excited to go out with Taylor Swift. He was pretty open about it. To see, and I think that's why Travis Kelce's so huge because he's so vulnerable. He's so open. He was like one of us.
He was very honest.
I'm going out with Taylor Swift. Hey, Pam, what's the Sydney Sweeney stuff? Because I saw that too. I saw a headline that she's engaged, but she's not anymore.
Yeah, well, I think she's still engaged. She hasn't spoken out about this, but there's some breakup rumors about Sydney Sweeney and her fiance because she had deleted a kissing picture on her Instagram. Yeah. And so everybody's what's going on? But I don't know if you guys saw this video. It was I think maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago at I think it's pronounced the Miu Miu fashion show. They're wearing all the heels with the socks or whatever. Sydney Sweeney was there and she was in the front and she was sitting next to A$AP Rocky, and there was this video that was leaked and Sydney Sweeney is laughing, slapping her hand on A$AP Rocky's leg, and everyone's saying that Rihanna's at work right now.
Okay.
Oh, Rihanna's not having that.
Yeah, not having
I wouldn't even step to Rihanna, not even for a second.
Don't touch my man. I don't care who you are. No. Especially because Sydney Sweeney is kind of being put as this sex symbol right now. Not my man.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff with Nikki Glaser because she's hosting the Golden Globes again next year, and she's doing a lot of interviews. She was on with Gwyneth Paltrow on the Goop podcast.
Mhm.
I saw some of that. What else is going on?
She
with
was
her?
on with Jimmy Fallon, too, and she was like, I feel like there's a certain group of people that have a real problem with people who take Ozempic.
If you want to do Ozempic, hell yeah, girl. Like, I want people to feel more comfortable talking about doing it because I feel like there's like this shame. And the shame is only from thin people who want you to stay fat. Like, that's really where it's coming from. They're so mad that you're getting thin now because that's all they have. They just go, no, you're stealing medicine from diabetics who need it. No, I think you're upset that Kathy Bates has a thigh gap. Like, I think that's maybe, she's coming for you.
She's awesome.
Glacier funny. That's basically what Young Miami was saying about Lizzo doing Ozempic. Like, who cares?
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you want to get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Johnjay and Rich.
Johnjay and Rich, you know, my wife and I have the Love Pup Dog Rescue. We try to do everything we can to save as many dogs as we can. And my wife has created a couple of different programs underneath the umbrella of Love Pup. Some cool programs. And I got a DM from Samantha, and I was like, she needs help. And I thought, can we help her? So I was going to walk her, see if she could walk us through the story. Samantha, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Samantha listens to us in Albuquerque.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I do. I've been listening to the podcast for a long time now, so long-time listener.
Thank you. Yeah, we used to be on the air in Albuquerque, and they took us off. I have no idea why, but
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
we have a lot of people that listen to the podcast, so thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. We love you guys.
So what's your story?
So my story, I reached out to you, Johnjay, because of the Love Pup Foundation and the great work that you guys do. My 7.5-year-old rescue pit bull was recently diagnosed with osteosarcoma, which is a aggressive bone cancer in her hind leg. And the tumor was so aggressive that within 2 weeks, she's no longer able to walk on it, and she needs an immediate amputation.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah. So a little bit about Penny, and excuse me if I get a little teary-eyed. So Penny was rescued. She was born into a pit bull dog fighting ring, and the ring was raided, basically, and she was rescued along with her litter. So when they had rescued her, her litter consisted of 10 puppies, but only 5 of them survived, and Penny was one of them. And she had actually been attacked by her birth mother and was bitten on the side of the face, so she's missing basically all the teeth on her left side.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so she's overcome a lot, but since then she's just been the light of everyone's world. Everybody who comes in contact with her loves her, absolutely loves her. So we're really devastated to hear about this aggressive cancer. So we reached out to Johnjay and the Love Pup Foundation to see if they could do anything to help us.
So I was reading your story, right, which is everything you just said, and then you sent pictures of Penny. Like, you know, I hear Pitbull stuff, you know, the Pitbull vibe. I'm kind of like, oh, you know, and then I see picture her face, and I was like, oh my God, she's
I know,
so
he just
sweet.
showed us Penny. She looks like such a cute little baby.
She's
You
so
like
sweet.
gave her a new life.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little half and half, little white, little her face, little half and half face. But yeah, she's has such a great personality, and I don't know if you can tell by the picture, since she's missing teeth on the left side, her tongue kind of hangs out.
And then here's the tumor on her leg. It's a really bad tumor. Now, you know, she can have a great life with only 3 legs.
Exactly, that's what they told us. I was so scared about an amputation, but once I did the research, I found out that a lot of dogs just bounce back very quickly, and it's a pretty easy surgery for them.
So how much money because you said you also lost your job, right?
Yeah, I was recently laid off. So when we went to get quotes for the surgery comes out to about $4,700.
Oh, my God.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So
not,
just trying to make it work and trying to see what we can do for her.
but that's not what you asked me for.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm just asked for help for the surgery so I can come up with about half of it, but hoping
so
that less help would maybe
You asked me for how much?
$1,900.
Yeah, she asked me for $1,900.
Well, that's different. You just taking one leg, right? Not all four?
Yeah, exactly. Just one of them.
So my wife is out of town, right? So she's in New York. And so we have that 3-hour time difference. And I've been trying to coordinate with her and see if we can help. And I talked to her early this morning, and she was like, because she started this program called The Dog Is Forever. So whenever people have, and you could tell Samantha, right? You could see her story, and you could tell that this dog is not just a dog.
Yeah. Right.
So it was like, so Blake was like, she said, Blake goes, we can clear $1,500 for her, right? And then I said to Blake, I go, she needs $1,900. I said, she goes, okay, go ahead and do $1,900. So I have the approval for $1,900.
Oh, great. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Penny's really drugged up right now, but I'm sure she'll be really happy once I get the news.
So is Grant. Maybe we can remove one of his legs.
Probably cheaper.
Okay, now your only job is, I got the information from the vet, so we'll take care of that. But also, you need to somehow talk to people and get us back on the radio in Albuquerque.
I know. Where'd you guys go?
It wasn't our fault.
Maybe it was.
Yeah,
all right, Samantha, so hang tight, okay? I'm going to get some information, but we will take care of Penny. Please send us pictures and video of her being happy with 3 legs.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you so much for listening.
All right.
And if you want to donate, by the way, we can always use donations. Go to lovepupfoundation.org. There's a donate button there. You can buy our merch or just make a donation to help us save dogs.
Hey, don't tell anybody. Johnjay and Rich gave me their personal cell phone number.
Where's my freaking phone?
877-937-1047. It's Johnjay and Rich.
Tomorrow's opening day for the Diamondbacks. That's a big, big deal. And it's a big deal in people's, like, oh, I'm a huge Diamondbacks fan. But if you're a baseball fan, if you are in a family that has kids that play baseball, opening day might have happened earlier.
That's right. Chandler National Little League opening day happened.
Let's go.
This past
Did you know I was
weekend.
part of that? I was part of that.
You were?
I posted my picture when I was 12. I was part of the
Oh, no way.
Lloyd's Complete Auto.
That's amazing. Well, yeah, and actually, Easton's team, the Yankees, are sponsored by the Johnjay and Rich Show.
That's huge.
If you're out at one of the games, you'll see the banner out in the field. It's kind of a cool thing. I didn't really know what to expect because Easton's done T-ball before, but not really like baseball. And this league is like they're pretty serious about their baseball here, to the point where they literally put like opening day ceremonies on. So walking into it, I was like, what are we getting into here? And they're like, all the teams from the league come out. They all get introduced on the field. There's like a bunch of different businesses that come out and they're handing out free stuff. There's music. It was actually really, really cool to be a part of. There were a couple moments that I found to be very satisfying and terrifying as a mother, because there were like incredible breakthroughs with my son. So you guys know, I've shared with you before how Easton is deathly afraid of mascots. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to be near a mascot. He doesn't want to go to an event that he knows a mascot is at. I had no idea that Sparky, the ASU Sun Devils mascot, was going to be at the
His
event.
mustache is scary. The yellow face.
He was there and we saw him. So when we dropped Easton off with his team, we had to go by like where the other parents were so we could set up to see the action, right? And I see Sparky and I'm like, oh no, Sparky's about to walk by the teams. Luckily he didn't go by Easton's team, and I was like, I think I should go over there. And Scott's like, no, stop. He's with his teammates. There's power in numbers. Let him deal with this. And I'm like, it took everything in me not to go over there and like sort of like unquote protect him or whatever. But so they start, all the teams start walking from like the holding area onto the field where were they going to be introduced. They have to walk under this balloon arch, and Sparky's there high-fiving each person as they come into the field. And I'm like, what's going to happen? Because he's with his team. Each team member is going to like high five. Is he going to participate? Is he going to run around him? Like, what's going to happen? And I'm watching this from afar, and he goes and he fist bumps Sparky and moves on like quickly, very quickly. But he did it. I'm like, this is huge. This is like the biggest thing. Like, I'm so proud of this kid.
It's not even about the game or how his at-bat was.
It's a moment.
I love that, like, Scott totally was like, let him do his thing, because look at him. He totally conquered a fear. There was no tears when I saw Sparky on your Instagram story. I'm so glad you told this story, because now I have closure. Because the first thing I thought was, oh no, Easton.
I know. And the second breakthrough was during the game. He was up to bat and he got out, and I was waiting for the tears. I was waiting for the meltdown, because he gets very competitive and really emotional when he messes up or a teammate messes up or anything goes wrong in a game. He got out, no tears. I was like, what is this day?
The kid's growing up.
Yeah, that's
Peer
the
pressure
beauty of sports, people. Put your kids in sports,
It's
because
true.
they learn
Takes care
those
of itself.
valuable lessons.
I know.
Hello, Madison.
Hi.
You are our contestant today for Jonas Brothers tickets.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Okay, we're playing Remember the Time. Rich Barra is the host.
Okay, Madison, we have compiled a list of TV shows, movies, music. I would say the clues are big, but how you're going to pin them down is going to be a little difficult on today's Remember the Time. You're up against Johnjay, Kyle, and Peyton. So players ready? Listen up. Let's remember the time.
I can't write one song that's not about you. Can't drink without thinking about you.
Hey, I'm Rue. I'm an addict. You've come a long way. Take your time. You're delicate. Not delicate. I'm the bad guy. Duh.
For 27 years, I dreamt of you. I craved you. I missed you.
Okay, Madison moved by pretty fast there. What did you recognize? What year do you think that happened?
Okay, so I recognized the first song, and then Bad Guy, Billie Eilish, and then the last song. I didn't recognize a lot of the other clues. I am going to say 2019.
Okay. Madison picks 2019. Johnjay, your move.
You know, Rich said to me this morning that Remember the Time was going to be very hard, and you're so right. I think these clues are so, except for the one who goes, I waited 27 years. I don't know what that is. But I got first, it was Shane Mendez. I'm sorry, Scene Mendez.
Sean.
And then,
He doesn't spell it like that.
then Euphoria, because Euphoria is going to be season 3 coming out, and there was a gap between those things. And Bad Girl, geez Louise. Okay, I'm going to go. Oh, and then Taylor. So I don't. Man, that's a tough one, dude. I'm going to go with 2018.
Okay. So all around 2019, 2018. Kyle, thoughts, feelings, emotions?
I actually think Madison nailed it. I wrote down 2019. All the same clues. Shawn Mendes, Bad Guy, Rue and Euphoria, Calm Down, Taylor Swift.
What about the movie? The other thing.
I didn't know what that was
Holy
either.
shit.
That's
You
why I
know-
said all the same things. I don't know what that was. It sounds like a scary movie, and I don't really dabble in scary movies.
Same.
So I thought 2019 because I'm like, they feel close enough to where it was like very recent, but far enough away where I think it was before COVID. So I wanted 2019. I don't think it's 2017 because since Johnjay took 2018. So on the off chance that it happened at the beginning of the year of 2020, I'll pick 2020.
Okay. Peyton.
Are you going to ask me my thoughts and feelings on this game?
Yes.
Because it's
Share-
rigged every
share
single
everything.
time, and it makes me so mad. I have 2019, but I can't do 2018, and I can't do 2020 because I always go last in this game, but it's fine. I guess it's 2021, even though I had
2021.
I
Who
had
would pick that?
2019 written down. You need to, like, okay, Johnjay, you talked about how I needed to revamp my game. We need to revamp this game because
This is about the
you need to
listener.
This
pull
is
out
about
of the hat
Madison.
or
It's not about. It's not about.
Yeah, you're just chiming in.
saying, like, I don't find it fair.
Okay. Protest noted. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and
I'm
feelings.
going to share it every time we play this game.
I'm
and I
sorry
go
you
last.
feel that
Leave
way.
the talk back, will you?
I'm sorry you feel that way, and I apologize
Don't
for my
gaslight me.
participation. All right, in there, Euphoria, Shawn Mendes, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, in the movie that you didn't recognize. That was Pennywise the Clown from It Chapter 2. 27 years. And we do have a winner amongst you four. Peyton, aren't you going to be so surprised and pleased? That your first guess was right. Madison wins with 2019.
Madison!
Good job, Madison.
Good. You know
That's how you
down
play.
pretty quick, too.
Madison was positive. She was enthusiastic. She picked a year, and it was right. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, you're going to go see the Jonas Brothers, Madison.
Yay! Thank you guys so much.
All right, hold on, let me get some information.
Johnjay and Rich.
Text us, text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893. Kyle's husband sent a text. The Circle K at McQueen and Queen Creek is listening to the show. Has it on outside at the pump. What up, Circle K, McQueen and Queen Creek? What up?
What's up?
Kyle, what do you got? 3 things we need to know.
This is going to be interesting. I'm a thrill seeker. I love roller coasters, and I love riding different types of coasters. And Legoland announced that they will feature a first of its kind indoor roller coasters. There are going to be 2 attractions geared towards families with kids ages 2 to 12 at Legoland, Florida, and at Legoland, California resorts. The rides are going to launch at both resorts in 2026. They've already started working on them, which is great because in the summertime, you don't want to sit there and wait in line out in the heat. So hot.
Space Mountain an indoor roller coaster?
It is.
But it's in and outdoor. It's not totally indoor, right?
No,
I
it's
think
totally
it is
inside.
Indoor.
It is?
Except for the one in Paris, it does take you outside.
Okay. Well, they're saying first of its kind, so I don't know what they're going to do totally different about it. Well, I guess we'll have to wait until they actually unveil them. So if you are trying to moderate what you eat, researchers looked at maybe tricks for your brain to help you actually eat less. And research suggests that behavioral changes as simple as chewing more and taking smaller bites can make a huge difference in preventing overeating. So eating more slowly by increasing your chews per bite, using slow rhythmic cues, your brain's like, oh, I'm actually eating more, even though you're not.
You know, sometimes you say things and it's like I'm hearing my dad, my entire childhood, slow down.
Or
take smaller bites.
Whenever we go to eat with you, we say the same thing.
Yeah, because you inhale your food.
I know.
We're not in prison. You're okay.
So
and after I'm done eating, I usually can't move. I feel terrible. Yesterday, I had a whole box of Magic Spoon cereal.
Oh, that cereal's really good. But, I mean, you're not supposed to eat a whole box.
Well, it's not that big of a box.
It's not, but it's good for at least 4 bowls.
Oh, no, I hit a bowl. I eat a box a sitting.
That's not moderation. Chew slower. See if it helps. I feel like I saw this story, and it kind of reminded me of you, Peyton, because we've talked about this together a lot. And the study was, why do people you love annoy you the most?
Yep.
I feel a lot of us are guilty of this. And they did research on it. And they found, the more we care, the more deeply we feel. And sometimes that includes irritation. The things that annoy us in others often highlight something we may be struggling with ourselves. And loving someone doesn't mean they won't annoy you. It just means you're absolutely human. But when you understand why certain behaviors trigger you, you can shift from irritation to insight. And that can bring you closer rather than pushing you apart.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely me.
You know, it's funny,
I know,
though.
it's me too. It's like me too, but it's like it makes more sense because I care more about you. I'm more invested in you. I'm around you more. Of course, I'm going to be more annoyed with you sometimes.
You get annoyed by certain things, like your parents, things that your parents do. You're just so I just brought up my dad. There's things that my dad would do. I'd be so irritated by, to the point where it makes your skin crawl angry.
Yeah.
And now he's not around, and I miss those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like a weird little evolution.
Yeah, I feel like I don't miss the things my parents like.
Just wait till they're dead. Wait till they're dead, Peyton.
Can you ask your other 2 kids about that? Why are you asking me?
Just a little insight on life.
Anyway.
And that's 3 things you need to know.
We got it. It's so funny how people listen to our podcasts, and I'm very grateful that you listen to the podcast. We all are. I don't know. I can't remember. What was the underwear? Was that second date?
Yeah,
second
I was wearing the
5-year-old.
chonies.
Yeah. So we just got a text that says, Johnjay and Rich, oh my God. I have so many pairs of old underwear. I swear, I have a vintage pair of pink underwear that has to be over 10 years old.
Vintage.
The issue was the guy hooked up with her, and she was wearing the same underwear from 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you ever want to text us, just do it. Text JJR, whatever's on your mind, to 96893. So check out our Afterwards podcast. Afterwards, we got a text or a call from Nikki. She wanted to know about past drama on our show. And then a different kind of drama happened. You can hear it all in the free iHeartRadio app. Wherever you get podcasts, search Johnjay and Rich Afterwards.
Broadcasting live across the world right now. This is the John, Jay, and Rich radio program.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.